Garrosh had the bad toxins sucked out. He will be badass. All right. So apparently there are story spoilers for Garrosh Hellscream in patch 9.1. I love spoilers. Love spoilers. So let's quickly take a look. Garrosh was nowhere to be seen in Castle Nathria. However, Garrosh does make an appearance in the Sanctum of Domination, the raid for patch 1, 9.1 Chains of Domination. Garrosh is a key portion of the Soul Render Dormazane encounter, the 5th boss of the Sanctum of Domination. From the encounter journal, there isn't a lot of detail on the encounter itself, but it is known we will venture within the Vessel of Torment, used by Dormazane to extract anima from his foes. Obviously, he wasn't part of that initial core Shadowlands 9.0 story, but now as we go into Chains of Domination, we have a chance to explore some more of those other stories. We feel like Garrosh had a really great arc, and that he had a really culminating moment in Worlds of Draenor, so we don't want to retell a huge story with him, but I think it's safe to say that we'll get some payoff for his appearance in the Afterlife trailer, and I think that you'll see some fitting events that will transpire, but I don't want to go into spoilers. This was, of course, what Steve Denuser and Morgan Day had to say during the Battle interview at BlizzCon Line. Now, are you guys ready to learn about our good friend Garrosh Hellscream? You are ready. From the mechanics currently described in the journal, it looks like the fight is all about controlling Dormazane and his minions, not allowing them to reach Garrosh and becoming empowered with his anima. Currently, there is no new model for Garrosh on patch 9.1, almost guaranteed going to be a new model for Garrosh in patch 9.1. The fact that Garrosh still, after all this time, has this much anima within him, how powerful was Garrosh towards the end? It is unknown what will happen to Garrosh after this encounter, as he is not mentioned anywhere else on the Sanctum of Domination encounter journal, but it is worth noting that Garrosh is in a similar situation that Queen Azshara was in Ny'alotha, kept captive by one of the main bosses' underlings. In Azshara's case, she was kept captive by the Dark Inquisitor Zanesh. After the Inquisitor is defeated, Azshara merely thanks us and leaves the scene. So Soul Render Dormazane serves the Painsmith, tasked to extract potent anima stores from illiciously brutish captives of Torghast to serve as fuel for the jailer's armies. Step inside the Vessel of Torment with Dormazane as he goes to work on Garrosh Hellscream, former warchief of the True Iron Horde. Witness torment inflicted upon Garrosh, unleashing torrents of powerful anima which impact the play space and empower Morsworn in excruciating ways. Hellscream, while subject to Warmonger's shackles, Garrosh bellows a lethal roar which can only be interrupted if Warmonger's shackles are removed. Hellscream, pushed to the edge of annihilation, Garrosh bellows a malicious roar inflicting 0 physical damage to all players every second. Loktar Ogar. Alright. Vessel of Torment, Morsworn Agonizers allowed to reach Garrosh, become empowered with Defiance. The River of Soul wanes on the life force of nearby players, inflicting 4.5 shadow damage every 0.2 seconds and reducing damage and healing down by 100%. Defiance. Garrosh's anima overwhelms the caster with Defiance, becoming immune to all forms of crowd control and increasing all damage done by 200%. Based on what I'm reading here, this does seem like a fun encounter though, right? Even if you didn't like Garrosh, even if you don't give a shit about Garrosh, it seems like a very fun encounter, like a fun mechanic to play around with. I think there's quite a few bosses that feels this way, and that Blizzard have done a good job with. For example, Castle Nathria, some bosses were sort of not fun, but some bosses were really interesting and really cool in terms of their design. As for the Garrosh story, I hoped for more, right? I really hoped for more, and I really thought that Garrosh would get a bigger story. But then at the same time, I do understand Blizzard's sort of hesitation when it comes to these kind of stories. Because at the end of the day, you're telling a story that's supposed to be finished. And the whole point is to move forward. And it's so easy to sort of get caught up in the past and sort of caught up in a story that's already been told, and they're not moving forward. And Garrosh is obviously a story that has ended. One of the things that I wish Blizzard would ultimately answer is the why. If nothing else comes out of Garrosh, right? If Blizzard leaves Garrosh completely out in the dark, they're just gonna have him in the fight and that's it. The one thing that I would like to know, and the one thing that I wish Blizzard would give us some answers to, is why. Why the massive change? Garrosh went from being a true Horde warrior, someone who believed in the Horde, who would do anything for the Horde, to a complete fucking maniac, right? In literally not even one expansion, in the time that it took for one expansion to finish and the other one to start, in a couple of months, Garrosh became a completely different character, completely opposite to what he would have stood for. Because Garrosh actually did care about the Horde. The Horde was everything for him. And it couldn't have been the Shade, because the Shade came much later, right? It was because of his lust for power that Garrosh eventually turned to the darkness, to the void, so to speak. But yeah, I would like to know why Garrosh decided to go on the path that he was on, and why he became this massive orc racist that just didn't believe that any other race belonged in the fucking Shadowlands or in Orgrimmar, right? So yeah, if Blizzard could maybe just give us some answers there, that'd be cool. That'd be really fucking cool.